Welcome back everyone to Bernie Man's Gaming Vault. Right, the 90s. You're thinking flannel shirts, Tamagotchis, dial-up internet, and of course, one orange marsupial that spun his way into our hearts. Today, we're rewinding the clock and diving headfirst into the game that defined early PlayStation, Crash Bandicoot. This game released in 1996, and whether you grew up dodging the TNT crates or you're just curious about gaming history, we're breaking down how wild this marsupial helped put the PS1 on the map. So grab your Wumpa fruit and get ready to spin. This is our retro review of Crash Bandicoot. Before Uncharted and The Last of Us, Naughty Dog was just a small studio trying to make its mark. Inspired by platformers like Donkey Kong Country and Mario 64, they set out to create what they call a character action game in full 3D. The result, Crash Bandicoot. The game launched exclusively on the PlayStation at the time when Sony needed a mascot to rival Mario and Sonic. And let's be honest, Crash wasn't just a mascot. He was an attitude with a pair of trainers. Plot-wise, Crash Bandicoot isn't like reinventing the wheel or anything. Evil scientist Dr. Neo Cortex is doing evil science things, trying to create an army of mutated animals. Crash escapes, but his girlfriend isn't so lucky. So our fuzzy friend sets out to rescue her, one jungle island at a time. It's basically Donkey Kong meets Frankenstein, but with more pantsless marsupials. The villains are fun, Cortex is pure Saturday morning cartoon, and side baddies like Rippo-Roo and Papu-Papu are goofy, chaotic, and kinda terrifying. So let's talk about the gameplay. That's the real start of the show. Crash Bandicoot plays like a mix of 2D platformer precision and 3D experimentation. We've got linear levels that alternate between forward, backward, and side-scrolling perspectives. The controls are tight most of the time, but Crash's jumping arc can be a bit awkward, especially in levels with depth perception issues. If you ever missed a platform by the skin of your teeth, you're not alone. And the difficulty. The game does not hold your hand. The latter levels, especially slippery climb and the high road, are brutal. Like, throw your controller at the wall brutal. I just played a few of the first levels in this game just to give everyone a taste of what the game like. But anyone that's played before knows what them later levels can be like. And it's pull your hair out, like, if I had any, to be honest. There is something satisfying about the challenge. The game doesn't waste your time, it just dares you to get better. Each level feels handcrafted, from lush jungles to temple ruins to Cortex's high-tech lab. Naughty Dog squeezed every ounce of power from the PlayStation to deliver crisp textures and smooth animations, especially for the time. Looking at the lighting and the backgrounds and just the way it plays, for 1996 this was pretty decent and pretty insane. And just when you think you've seen it all, the game throws in the boulder chases, hog rides and bonus rounds. There's enough variety to keep things fresh across all three islands, though yeah, some backtracking for 100% completion is a pain in the bum. Crash Bandicoot's soundtrack is catchy, quirky and iconic. You've got the jungle drums, xylophones and goofy sound effects that make every jump, spin and crate smash feel alive. Boing and whumps and Aku Aku's Ooga Booga. It's all burned into the brains of 90s kids forever. But the sound design isn't just nostalgic, it's functional. You hear when enemies are close, you feel the tension in dangerous levels, and that's solid design. Graphically, Crash Bandicoot was pushing boundaries. The character models were expressive, the environments were detailed, and the use of a fixed camera helped the PS1 hide its hardware limits. In the era when 3D was still young, Crash looked great. Some textures look a bit hit and miss. Back then, this was like next-gen stuff. So how successful was Crash Bandicoot? Well, Crash didn't just succeed, it exploded. The game sold over 6 million copies and kickstarted the franchise that defined the PlayStation. It got 2 sequels, a kart racer, toys, cereal adverts. Crash was everywhere, and he became the face of Sony's marketing, especially in North America. So, does Crash Bandicoot still hold up in 2025? In some ways, absolutely. The tight level design and clever presentation and iconic style still shines, but the rough edges and especially the difficulty and perspective issues can be a bit of a barrier. It's not perfect, but it's decent, it's ambitious, and it's historic. You know, it takes us all back to better times, and everyone that played this game loved it. It was fun, it was wild, and it was just a bit wacky. Crash Bandicoot didn't just survive the 90s console wars, he spun right through them, shattering them into splinters. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for taking this nostalgia trip with me. If you like this look back at a 90s PS1 classic, then please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're enjoying the games we're putting up and the look backs and the discussions. And let me know in the comments what your favourite Crash level or your worst rage quit moment was. So until the next video, look after yourselves and have a good one.